So a friend of mine just messaged me.
All heart. We all hurt.
I was like,
We
man,
all
this is
heart.
a long answer. Like I'll be voice typing or texting for a minute. So I was like, you know what? Let's do a
So
video.
currently, I'm at the house or at my mom's house. I was setting up my computer. I was gonna start doing some like graphic design work, and a friend of mine had messaged me and asked me that question. So I decided, why not just make a video about it instead of like, because he's not the first person to ask this, so it's like it just makes it easier for me to just be like, all right, I'll just make a video, and then whenever someone asks me this, I could just boom, here's the link, just watch this video, like this is the answer. So he said, hey Xavier, how you doing? I'm good as always. I have a question on your spiritual journey. How did you start, and how did you start meditation? Um, so like this is gonna sound weird, but I've always been spiritual. I just didn't know it. Like I would always talk about like, you can do anything that you believe, and your mind is essentially like your determination of like if you can accomplish something in life or not. Like I've been like this since a child, and to an extent, like not fully. Like I haven't been like fully living by this and fully encompassing it in my life and like following it. But I've always been like a pretty positive person. I've always been like, if you think you can do something, you can do it. If you imagine something that's possible, that's kind of been how I've always approached life. I didn't really start meditating until, I don't know. That's a good question. I started meditating like my second or third year in college, I want to say. And it was after almost falling out of college. And it wasn't like I almost fell out because I was unintelligent. It was just, shit was just boring to me. Like, college is such a, college is shitty because like you want to go for one set thing, and then they teach you about a whole bunch of shit that you don't care about or that you don't even need. You know what I mean? Why do I need an English class, or why do I need trying to think of, English class, you can kind of like, get away with that one. I don't know, there was just like a lot of classes that I had to take that I just really didn't want to, and then that ended up just like discouraging me from the whole process. But I would say that I probably started meditating like my second or third year of college. I started by just doing like kind of what I thought meditation was. So meditation to me isn't really like a set thing. Like I know some people are like, oh, I meditate to release emotions, or I meditate, to construct my day, because that's a form of meditation as well. Meditation is kind of whatever you want it to be. It could be something as simple as sketching. It could be driving in the car. It can be just listening to music. It's anything that's kind of like getting you in that flow state where you're just like, you're just going. You know what I mean? You don't even recognize it, but you just, you know what I'm saying? You're doing it. Skateboarding, there's a lot of things that are meditation. So I started originally by just I maybe probably watched like a couple YouTube videos of like monks and different people discussing how to meditate and different forms of meditation, and just kind of like what they do, because there's like reflection and there's meditation. So reflection is like when and this is all under my interpretation, someone else might have a completely different interpretation. I might be botching this whole thing. I hope I'm not, but from what I know, I don't think so. Reflection is like when you sit and it'd be like I sit here, I get into a meditative stance, I close my eyes, I inhale deeply, I hold it for a little bit, and I exhale deeply. And you kind of want to keep your mind clear. But as thoughts come to you during a reflection, you want to acknowledge the thoughts. You want to, like, why they made you feel a certain way, why they didn't, maybe where it stemmed from, where it didn't stem from. And then meditation, from what I've read and watched and learned, is more of like you don't want to think at all. Like you just kind of want to just be clear-headed as clear-headed as possible. So when I first started learning how to meditate, they would say, thoughts are going to come to you. That's natural. But as the thoughts come to you, what you want to do is you want to say, you acknowledge them and then you release them. So it's like you notice the thought, You got it. You recognized it. All right, you can go. Like, to keep yourself open and free, I guess. Um, that could be completely wrong. I'm all about like you guys looking up your own things, trying your own things. So you know what I mean. That's just my explanation of it. From there, it kind of turned into like I just kind of did it. I would do it like once I got up in the rising, and then I would do it like right before bed or like right before rest. And then I had met a friend of mine while going through a dark night of the soul, and she had sent me two YouTube channels or YouTube videos on YouTube. They're called Bashar meditations. One's like energetic, and the other one's I forget what it is. But basically, like they're two guided meditations. I started doing those, and then yeah, now I do those like every day, literally. Like as soon as I get up, that's the first thing I do. Meditate. What did you do to look inside and find who you are really? I would say it's partially like the meditation. I would say journaling. I've been implementing that like these last couple months, and that's really helped me because it allows you to put a thought down, leave it, and then kind of come back to it at a later time and be like, oh shit, like I kind of figured out my answer to this, or I figured out why this affected me the way it did, or like it helps you to recognize like, you know, your flaws and like the things that you do and the things that you're like putting off, and like it kind of a journal kind of helps you keep yourself accountable because it's like, all right, say you write in your journal that you want to maybe use your journal as like a to-do list like I do, and you might write down like a couple things, and then like as you're journaling every day and you know in the rising and right before you go to sleep, you know, you kind of check things off, or you're like, okay, I'll do this tomorrow, or I did this today, like, you know, and it helps me to kind of keep myself on track while also like giving myself room and time to, you know, put thoughts down, leave them, and then come back to them at another time. And it also kind of helps you like script. I don't know if you've ever heard that term. It's like where you essentially like write your life, like you write your life as a manifestation. Like you write like all of these things that you are, that you want to be, but you say it as if you've already done it, so that you know start to act as if you are that person. It's kind of like the fake it till you make it thing, but it's more of like you just are that thing. You don't fake it, you just are. So that, I would say that helped me a lot. I would say like spending alone time, that's like a big thing that's just like so undervalued in today's society. And I've said that so many times in other videos, but that's just because it is like spending time alone allows you to sit and think with stuff that maybe you didn't allow yourself to process earlier because you're with other people, and it might have just been a conversation and you might have heard it, but then you didn't get to sit and like think about it calmly without more information coming in. I would say that was like a big thing for me, is like, because like I've always been the type of person who's like, I don't know what a stranger is, so I'm always social. I'm very social. I'm like a social butterfly. So I had to realize, like, you know, I can't be pouring into other people's cup if I don't got nothing in my cup. So I got to take time for myself to be alone so that I have stuff in my cup. So that was like a big thing for me, is just like spending a lot of time alone and like recognizing like, you know, things that maybe were bothering me that I didn't speak up about, or things that I was like kind of allowing that I didn't like, or things that I was doing that maybe I didn't even like, but I was doing because I liked the person, or, you know, I liked the group of people that I was with, or maybe I just wanted the approval of like friends or family members that I didn't really need. And through journaling, that's helped me recognize it, and also through just like taking the time to like listen to myself, because I think that's a big thing too, is like, you know, a lot of times we give so much credit to the other people around us and, you know, their experiences and their knowledge. But at the same time, like, you have to look at it like, you know, no two people experience life the same way. At least I would think that way. I mean, they might have similarities, but I think that no matter what, there's going to be different interpretations, different ways things are taken, different, you know, opinions about how, or yeah, different interpretations on how something has affected someone, or just